Okay, guys. Uh, so, as you can see, the title of this video is Raise Your Hand If You Know You're in a Coup. And, a lot of people envision a coup, and they envision something that's going to be like really obvious, really easy to see, and it is. But maybe it just doesn't look exactly like people expect it to look. But without further ado, I'm going to open with a prayer. This is only the second live stream since I've kind of started this new format from this new angle. So it's going to be, hopefully I always remember to do it. I'm going to open with a prayer. It's not a special prayer. It's just a prayer to God because I think it's important. But anyway, I'm going to open with a prayer. So here we go. Dear Lord, I have a very special live stream today because I believe, well, I know that it's not just fake news, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's not just propaganda, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, but there is an actual coup happening inside the United States as we speak. And it's been happening for a long time. And it's a fight, it's a struggle, and it is still going on. And it's really, really heating and ramping up, and it's pretty bad. So all I ask of you, Lord, is you just lead, guide, and direct us all. I open myself to you. I'm an open book, and I hope that you just work through me and just show me what to do. You've already shown me so much. My first live stream had what I think is an absolutely amazing story. You've done so much, and I know you're real. And maybe I'll include another story in this live stream, but I've got to get to this coup stuff. I'm trying to think, Lord, is there anything else I wanted to throw into this prayer? No, just it's enough to just say, lead, guide, and direct me. I'm an open book. I'm yours. I know I have to work for it, and all I hope is that you show me something I can understand, and I'll do it. And that's it. It's just that simple. And I hope you give us the strength to persevere through whatever is coming. If indeed everyone reading this as a coup is absolutely correct, Lord. Thank you. I'm in. Okay, so sorry that I didn't think about that prayer at all. I just did it. When you actually open yourself to God, sometimes you get in the middle of it and you kind of go, "Oh yeah, where was I going with this?" But it's okay. I mean, it's at that time, all you got to do is, in the process of prayer, just remind yourself, everyone else, anybody, that you're just open to God. You got to be on the God channel. It's a like a frequency almost that you just open yourself to, and you just say, "Work through me. Just go right through me." And if I can see what you want me to see, and I see what to do, I'll do it. And God may put you somewhere. Who knows? But that's the way God works. Okay. So Alex Jones, I think, did one of his best broadcasts today. And the part I'm going to play is one of the best broadcasts that I've ever seen anyway. And what I'm going to play today actually isn't Alex Jones. It's him on the Alex Jones show, just playing Lionel, like as in Lionel Nation, and a little bit of Glenn Beck mixed in. And just Lionel, I mean, Alex Jones says it himself, Lionel just gets like a 10 out of 10 on this, 1,000 out of 10, okay? It's unbelievable how, when you're doing this, suddenly you have a microphone in front of you, it's really easy to not stay on point, stay on target, and actually get your point out. Lionel just kills it. Just absolute perfection. I mean, he barely makes maybe one tiny little mistake, says everything that he wanted to say. In fact, let's just start by reading what Alex Jones wrote here for the full Friday Alex Jones show. It says, Trump nails it, declares NATO expansion and UN replacement migration top emerging threats against America. Plus, Senate learns that the Hegseth kill them all story was a total hoax. This is all part of the coup, by the way. Mike Lindell confirms he is running for governor of Minnesota and pledges to expose statewide election fraud and the Somali money laundering operation. Finally, Tahana Sekic joins Alex Jones to reveal. That was really good too. The Tajana or Tahana or whatever is Sekic joins Alex Jones to reveal UN WEF documents that lay out a plan for a planetary dictatorship controlled by AI. That part was really good too. But this Lionel bit here is so special. It's just so amazing. Like I've gotta start with this and play this because it's just too good. So without further ado, there's nothing to add here. Let's let Lionel just lay out, as far as I can tell, pretty much everything you need to know about this coup. So I think I'm just going to mute my microphone, and here we go.
Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go to Lionel's, former prosecutor, TV host, syndicated radio host, you name it. But he really knows his stuff and codifies the ongoing coup so well right here. I wanted to roll it. Here it is.
It has all the elements of a coup, a palace coup, a slow coup, a soft coup, a coup d'etat, except nobody bothered to hide it. They recorded themselves. They bragged about it. Before January the 20th, before President Trump could even take office, U.S. aid officials secretly migrated internal government communications off official systems onto encrypted signal chats. Federal workers taking federal salaries to conceal federal work. That is not democracy. That is a mutiny via Wi-Fi. Now, they didn't wait for policy. They didn't wait for the results of an election. They didn't like. No. They pre-organized, pre-arranged resistance. They linked with foreign NGOs. They coordinated with outside actors. They moved in secret with purpose. They did not fear voters. They feared supervision.
So the question I started with tonight is, are we currently in a domestic, homegrown color revolution? Well, I want to go back to this first chalkboard because it frames out how our own government facilitated regime change all over the world. There's a government, ultimately at the top. Support is given through organizations like USAID, the State Department, or somewhere else within the administration. Then you have a degree of separation. It's privatized. NGOs, the National Endowment for Democracy, National Democratic Institute, International Republican, all of these things. Then there's the money, the people with the real money, and that's people like George Soros through his Open Society, and Tides. We should do a show again on Tides, or just look it up on YouTube. You'll find an old show of mine on Tides. And even government-funded NGOs like Ned, again, over here. The money this time is coming from you. Excuse me. Finally, the demonstrators, the youth movements, the people who hit the streets, and a sympathetic media that will help deliver their message. I'm going to add labor unions in here because they are contributing to the organizing of these protests, this grassroots. Okay, so this is how revolutions are set up. But what are the conditions for one to be successfully conducted? When can regime change actually be attempted? Well, State Department learned this by doing it over and over and over again. And we know it because Obama's ambassador to Russia, Michael McFaul, literally wrote the book on it. This is what was required, as per Obama's administration, to topple a country. Are you ready? You need a semi-automatic regime, not fully autocratic. It has to be semi. You have to have an unpopular incumbent. You have to have a united and organized opposition. Do we have these things yet? Then you have to have the ability to quickly drive home the point that the voting results were falsified. You need the media to inform people about the falsified vote. You need an opposition capable of mobilizing thousands of demonstrators. And then you need divisions among the regimes, coercive forces like the military or the police. Sounds like we have all of those, doesn't it?
Pay attention very carefully. Listen to what I'm saying. Because what we are looking at, and what I'm looking at, and what we should be staring at is not politics. It is the blueprint for a slow motion overthrow of a constitutional republic. And if you think this is theater, if you think this is just exaggeration, listen to the dialogue, because the script is in English. The actors are America's bureaucracy, and the production is funded by American taxpayers who never agreed to bankroll a domestic revolution waged against their own vote. Do you hear what I'm saying? The Office of Transition Initiatives, OTI, was designed to destabilize foreign governments suspected of autocracy. Now that machinery is being aimed at America, at us, at you, and they were proud of it. These are professional regime specialists boasting that once Trump won, they suddenly found time, networks, and moral justification to topple him from inside his own government. And that isn't oversight. That's sedition. Sedition with business cards. And when the roadmap is clear, they don't march in uniform. They appear as 10,000 separate little nonprofits, climate cells here and gender cells there, and faith-based dialogue groups, union workshops, racial justice subcommittees, mental health hubs, every aspect you can imagine, even juror training projects teaching nullification, how to acquit political allies, even when the defendant is clearly guilty. 10,000 names, one network, they wait. And when the order arrives, they call it coordination. But professionals know the word, activation. This is not organic. Nothing about this is grassroots. It doesn't grow from the soil. It grows from the treasury, from grants, from university chairs, from foundations obsessed with global governance and allergic to American sovereignty. Johns Hopkins alone has received $25 billion, it is reported, in a decade. You think it's all for medical research? Hell no. They admit the goal is bridging domestic and international democracy transition. What the hell does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. Translation: foreign regime change tactics now practiced at home, here. At what point does that become a crime? At what point does that transition into criminality? They even wrote their playbook. First, move communications off government servers. Second, smear whistleblowers as disinformationists. Third, activate protest networks. Fourth, weaponize DEI to link every conceivable fringe into one massive blob that looks organic but moves like a trained battalion. And then comes, even better, and then comes the closer, lawfare. Quietly surround the legal system, bury investigations, train jurors to nullify verdicts. They don't need to win elections when they can win indictments. Oh, it's beautiful. And they warn us. They warn us constantly about domestic authoritarianism. Sounds good, right? They don't mean Putin. They don't mean Iran. They mean the 45th president of the United States. See, the man elected by voters that they don't trust. The man the founders prepared for, with checks and balances. The man they treat like a virus while presenting themselves as the immune system. And the media, the media nod right along. They don't know. They don't really care. They're proxies. They're sock puppets. And not because it's true, but because the bureaucracy happens to serve the narrative. It gets even better. They call this saving democracy. But they're dismantling the right to choose leadership at all. First they say, you voted wrong. Then they say, you can't vote on this at all. And then they whisper the line used in every authoritarian takeover in history. We had to save the system from the voters. We had to save the system from the voters themselves. They're the ones that are the problem. And the next phase? They told us themselves. They want to build new socio-political economic governance systems. What the hell does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means a phrase that should chill every American alive. That's not reform. That's replacement. A shadow government built under ours using compassionate language to justify censorship, surveillance, intimidation, and controlled dissent. And when they decide there is constitutional danger, the election becomes irrelevant. The administrative state takes the wheel. The three-letter agencies become horsemen, and the definition of democracy becomes whatever scares them the least. But they fear one thing, exposure. Not rage, not slogans, precision, subpoena, retrieval of every signal chat, and encrypted directive. Full audit of every USAID partner organization. Track the contracts. Track the university grants. Track the training manuals. Because once this leaks off X and lands in a courtroom, their language collapses. A judge can't be gaslit. If President Trump returns with a pen and a spine to that which we know, this network can be dismantled. Records can be seized, funding cut, oversight restored. If not, a precedent will be cemented. Because the moment arresting presidents becomes normal, it becomes permanent. And then elections are simply the mask worn by the ruling class to mimic consent. That's what's happening. See, they think correction. They think you'll do nothing. They think you'll argue over slogans while they quietly write the new rule book in encrypted chats. They hope for Republican politeness. They pray for conservative fatigue. And they expect Americans to shrug their shoulders while they harden the machinery of a managed state behind the glass of philanthropy and justice. And they hope that you're going to be too busy worrying about things like, death threats to famous conservative commentators or conservatives who are stepping down or internecine battles between conservative commentators. They want you to keep busy with that. That's a distraction. This is what I've been telling you. But we do not belong to them. This republic is older than their playbook. It's stronger than their network. And it's built on the idea that still exists, by the way, that power answers to the citizen, not the donor. Voters don't need approval to defend their own voice. They only need courage. And history has never cared about the timid. Tyranny does not frighten me. Shouldn't frighten you. Cowardice does. The next 100 days may decide the next 100 years. And the choice is not subtle. We will either surrender to a network of nonprofits or defend our constitutional republic. because votes mean nothing when the people counting them believe they work for someone higher than the voter. This isn't democracy. This is rule without consent. And that, my friend, is exactly what our founders warned us about. So now it is staring us in the face. What are we going to do about it, my friends? What are we going to do? We're going to arm ourselves with the truth. We're going to pay attention and focus, and we're not going to let them do it to us. You understand this? We are not going to be taken over by these people, period.
I've always liked Lionel and respected him. That was a hole-in-one. That's Michael Jordan flying, Air Jordan dunking. I mean, that is perfect, accurate, devastating. We're going to post that to X, share the living hell out of it. If you want to defeat the tyrants, hour number 2 straight ahead, share the live feeds now.
All right. There it is. That was mind-blowing. I think I've obviously the Alex Jones as it's posted to X, but I mean, I think I went back and watched that Lionel segment 4 or 5 times now or something, along with a little bit of the Glenn Beck. It's unbelievable how much Lionel just nailed it. And it's so important. It's like you've got all the stuff, if you're paying attention, you've got all the stuff in your head. And you kind of like, at one point in time, have a little bit over here, and then another little bit over there, and maybe you kind of pull them together, or maybe sometimes you do and sometimes you don't, But when one person like who's so talented like Lionel can just focus like that and bring everything in, just bring it all in and deliver it in one 10-minute video or whatever that was like that, it's just incredible. I recommend anybody who comes across this, go back and watch the mainly the Lionel bit, but the part with the Glenn Beck as well, just the bit of the Alex Jones show, that excerpt. Just rewatch that. You'll still be absorbing the information given there if you watch it 10 times. You'll still absorb something and just be nodding your head and like, oh my God, it's just unbelievable when someone can nail it like that. And there's like nothing for me to pick apart, like to go back and be like, there was like one part where Lionel said democracy, but he might have been talking about how the left uses it. Of course, the United States isn't a democracy; it's a republic. But then, at another point in time, he does refer to it as a republic. So he might not have even made a mistake, that kind of leftist mistake they love to get everyone to make by referring to the United States as a democracy. Nitpicky stuff, just very, very minor, is all you could say about that, and that's all you'd be doing is just kind of nitpicking some little stuff on it. It's just wonderful when people nail it like that. I said perhaps I would share. I think that if you open yourself to God and you pray and you ask just to be, you just try to do your best, try to make yourself an open channel, and you just say, show me something and tell me what to do and I'll do it. I think God starts sending you stuff, basically. Like he starts essentially sending you like signs and homework, essentially. But you have to open yourself. Like it doesn't work. There are a lot of people who, I'm not saying that necessarily you, like if you're listening, but just saying there are a lot of people who pray by just asking God for stuff. And that's not how it works. God doesn't just go, yeah, just send me all your he already knows all your problems. So he doesn't need for you to tell him like he's not paying attention. He knows everything. He's God. That's not what God needs you to do. What God needs you to do is tune into him. And by tuning into him and trying to get on that super highest frequency of just unbelievable, like, joy, just high vibration, the most high vibration. All the best emotions are high vibration. Joy, happiness, all that great stuff. Love, they're all like high vibration. And all God needs you to do is get up there and get on that wavelength with him, and just join the team. And it's like, at that point in time, it's like, well, it's like, you're on a team. And what do teams do? They just start working, right? And all of a sudden you've got something to do. I mean, if if you just open yourself. It's not a team you join by saying, I want to sign up. You just open yourself, and when you open that channel, you reach out to God. The door will not be closed. The door will always be open. You can always open yourself to that channel. In fact, you have to search and try hard for almost everything else in life. But when you reach out for that channel, it's like your chest just opens. You just open right up, and it just flows right through you. And I'm not saying that I discovered any of this information. Alex Jones has shared a lot of it. He believes that God just talks to him. I mean, you can say about that what you will, but he explains, that he just says, okay, Lord, I'm yours. Tell me what to do, and then it doesn't mean that it doesn't require work from you. You've still got to interpret what comes your way, and then you've still got like tons of work to do. You don't just get shown what to do and then you don't have to do anything. It's a deal. Well, it's not a deal. Deal's on the other side if you want to make a deal, but it's a situation, I guess, where you get shown something, and if you're open, tuned into the frequency on the God channel, so all of a sudden something happens, and you go, you sort of open yourself to that channel, and you say, God, was that you? Is this what you want me to do? And some of the most amazing things have been happening to me since I've altered my relationship with God in this way. There's just stuff that's bizarre. It's bizarre to most people. It's kind of becoming normal to me now. But just earlier, I was on the road on my motorbike, and a guy turned in a truck, kind of toward me, going past me, but he was relatively close. I could see into his window, see his face, and he looked like he was the type of person who was driving a little bit too aggressively, too fast. You could tell that he wasn't doing a lot of thinking and stuff like that, and I could tell that he was just in torment. That I could just see through the glass. What I'm saying is I could see the demon in him. It was when he's doing something like being behind the wheel. I could see the demonic in him, and someone on YouTube said 6'7". I'm not sure what that means, bud, but thanks. I don't know why it's 6'7". 67. I don't understand it. But anyway, I could see the the demon in this guy and that kind of stuff. After I open myself like up to the God channel, I mean it's the God frequency, but it's like a channel on TV. After I open myself to it, stuff like that'll happen. Like I'll just see someone, I can see the torment inside of them. Everybody has. I got to do a live stream where I just present this guy Jerry Marzinski. Just dedicated to him. He's a psychotherapist, and I haven't read the book he referenced, but he has his own very unique experiences. I got to do one on him, but he says everyone is assigned 2 demons and 2 angels. And the problem with the demons is the demons just barge in, and they're responsible for those horrible thoughts that you have. Everyone has them. I hope no one pretends that they don't. That all of a sudden you're sitting there doing something and you just think like, kick it, or hit it, or push that over, and hope most people never act on most of those, but those thoughts go through your head. Some people get those thoughts, like that guy in Charlotte that killed Irina Zarutska, was that her name? I think, or Yelena. I've forgotten her name now. But the one who got killed on the train in Charlotte, the Ukrainian woman. That guy got the voices in his head, and he was accustomed to listening to them, and he's admitted that. He says it's tech that got put inside him, but it's not. It's demons. He's probably just completely schizophrenic, which means that the demons have taken complete control of him. And he just acted on the voices. The voices just went, yeah, pull that knife out, open it up, and stick it in her throat. And that's exactly what he did. And a lot of people would never act on it like that. But if you got to be careful, and you got to when you open yourself. I mean, especially in these times that we're in now, you've got to be able to spot it ahead of time. And that woman, from that Ukrainian woman on the train, Zarutska, I believe was her last name, Irina Zarutska. She had no idea. She just sat down on the train and just stared at her phone and paid the ultimate price with her life in a horrible death. But that guy listened to the demons. And so everyone's got the 2 demons, and at least 2. Some people have more when they get completely taken. That guy that did that murder in Charlotte, North Carolina, he probably has demons, many demons, who knows how many, just screaming things into his head all the time. And he probably can't turn it off at all, and that probably keeps him from sleeping and all kinds of stuff. But everyone's also assigned 2 angels. But the thing with the angels is they won't barge in like the demons. The demons will just barge in and just put strange and horrible, terrible thoughts in your head. The angels, on the other hand, they will not barge in. They will not intrude on your life. They're just there, just like God is. And they won't just come and defend you. And I know to some people that might sound kind of bad, but the thing with the angels is that they won't intrude like the demons will, but you have to invite them in. And for people who have trouble sleeping, I recommend that you just try it. Because the thing the demons love to do is, one of the ways they love to torment people is they love to keep them from sleeping. And I recommend that if you have trouble sleeping, you open yourself, open your heart, open everything as open as you can, and you just invite the angels in. And you also have to tell the demons to get out. Because when you're having trouble sleeping and your mind keeps racing and you're having all kinds of thoughts, you think they're just thoughts. They're just going through your head. They feel like thoughts to you. But you tell the demons to get out, and you calm yourself, you still have to do work. Okay, it's not something. And you invite the angels in, and maybe say something really nice. Like I always say when I'm getting to sleep and I'm telling the demons to get out and inviting the angels in, I always say, angels, I don't know my angels' names. Apparently they have names, but I don't know them. I just say, angels, I invite you in with your calming, cool, something like calming, cool, collected energy. And just demons get out, and angels, I invite you in with your your calming and cooling energy, and your high frequency, high vibrational energy. I invite you in, and that's the angels are real too, just like God. But ultimately, if things get a little bit more serious, and you have a visit from like the shadow people or something, you can still just tell them to get out and invite the angels in, but that might be a time to go a little bit more next level and pray directly to God. That happened to my mom. My mom got that kind of visit from the shadow people, and she just started repeating. This is a long time ago when I was a kid. She just started repeating either Jesus saves or Jesus is Lord. One of the two, I can't remember. She started repeating it over and over and over again with her eyes shut, and she opened her eyes, and it was like snap. The shadow people were gone. I won't get into that whole story, but there was someone who was because she made a choice they didn't like. Kind of guess what it is, like relationship related, and there was someone deeply upset with her, and all of a sudden there were shadow people there when she was trying to sleep in her bed at night. Those are demons, and it's heavy, it's deep, it's terrifying stuff. Yeah. Anyway, anyone who missed it, I recommend. America is in a coup right now. It's been going on quite a while. It will probably go on for quite a bit longer. It's the sort of thing. It's like bringing down a gigantic, extremely strong building with ice picks. But when enough people show up with enough ice picks, they can finally get the damn thing to come down. And so it's a long struggle, been a long struggle, probably going to continue to be a long struggle, but there is a coup. And so I recommend, it has names, they're attached to it, obviously like Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, I forget that guy's name, another member of Congress. So many. Pelosi. There's so many names involved, and eventually, if there's not enough pushback on them, they keep getting exposed, but they just keep trying. So, I recommend anybody who missed it, go back and watch the Lionel thing. It just lays it all out. It's so clear, it's so perfect, and just lays it all out bare in like 10 minutes, and it's just all there. Like the whole thing, it's like he just lays out the whole structure for the house. It doesn't tell you about all the people inside the house and all the details. It's just like the structure that holds the whole house up just comes out in that 10 minutes, and it's incredible. And it also has something very important from Glenn Beck as well, and a little bit from Alex Jones, but it's actually him just airing other people who nailed it. That's what he does. When other people nail it, he wants to just give them the floor, so to speak, as he says. So, I think that's going to do it for this live stream. So, familiarize yourself with the coup. I recommend you do. invite your angels in, tell your demons to get out, open yourself to God, get on the God channel. I mean, in these times we're in, I mean, it's not just the coup. I'm starting to think that people who are saying everything's starting to look pretty apocalyptic, you know, like the book of Revelation apocalypse, Ragnarok, if you like the Norse mythology, call it whatever you want, man. It's starting to look like, yeah, I can see why people are saying, no, it really looks like all that's coming this time. Crazy stuff out of the Middle East, you know what I'm talking about? World War III or World War IV, depending on how the word choice, the way you like to define it, on the brink. Ukraine, Russia, NATO. You know, it's impossible to put it all into words, but, you know, let's put it this way. The people that believe in the rapture, the Christians that believe in the rapture, a lot of them are packing their bags and getting ready to go. And they're like, yep, I can wait. If it takes you 5 years, yeah, or you come tomorrow, I don't know, but bags are packed. I'm ready to go. Let's do that rapture thing. You know what I mean? We're there. I mean, I could be wrong. Everybody could be wrong, but man, tell you what, the demons are out in the open. The evil's out in the open. The satanic, right out in the open. It's all just, nothing's hiding anymore. None of the evil is hiding anymore. And you know, people like, was it Peter Thiel? I think, isn't it him sitting there talking about the Antichrist? Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just the zeitgeist. Or maybe the book of Revelation and everything leading up to it is exactly right. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Base Gardening. Please like, share, and subscribe.